present. Shelley is absent. Andrew, we are hoping Andrew will.
He's
And there
arrived.
he is.
Oh, there he is.
Just in under the wire.
Say his name
Angel, and Angel is here.
Say his name three
Yes.
times and he appears.
Yes,
right.
that's right. Yes,
Beetlejuice,
yes.
Beetlejuice.
Oh, I forgot to go to the front.
Yes. Bob, Nancy, John, Andrew, Nanda, Cindy, Tony, and Eunice. We are all present.
Correct. Good for us.
So let's start with the first thing on agenda, approving our minutes. From August 13th. August 13th. Yes, second meeting.
I have made the changes that Eunice had requested on email.
Oh, we first need a
Number-
motion and a second.
Number 4.
You
Sorry.
made the changes?
Do we need to change?
We first need a motion.
Motion.
I
Okay,
motion that we
motion to
approve the
change.
minutes.
Approve all agree, all vote, yes?
Then we can discuss.
The discussion is on point 4. I have no right to
Yeah.
change this, but I never volunteered to
Yeah.
take the lead on this. I never even talked to Chad about the walk, and I do not want that in the minutes.
Yeah.
That would be
Okay.
inappropriate. Not sure why that came out
Okay,
that way.
is it okay to reword it to say we'll ask Eunice to take the lead on this and see if Chad could help?
Well, you guys were here, I wasn't. I don't know what you discussed, but
Well, the minutes
you're
were, I
changing-
think that it was understood by, without you here, that you would take the lead. So-
which I never said I would do.
so.
Misunderstanding.
You will ask.
You could simply strike
She
the
will say no.
sentence.
I'll just, okay,
No,
Right.
You
okay,
could-
I'll strike the
You
sentence.
could just strike that sentence, which is inaccurate.
Excellent, okay, got it, done.
done?
So I motion that we approve the minutes with the change.
Change, that Eunice is not
other
taking the
changes?
lead.
Are there
We
any
all
other changes?
agree? All in favor?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll second.
All right. We have lots of things. We have a speaker today, and we're all excited about it. Any public comments for people who are present here? You have 3 minutes for a speaker.
I guess I don't have to sign up.
No.
I was gonna let the news of the day stifle me from speaking, but I feel it's more important than ever to speak out about things that I find that are wrong with the city of Clemson and other government entities around the world. But
Could you start by just saying your name and where
my
you
name is Kay
live?
Miller,
And you live on,
Honeycomb Lane.
okay, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but.
No, you're fine, you're fine.
And
I should have said that when I came up here, but you know. Anyway, it's a tragic day in the United States of America because a good American was gunned down by a crazy person, but I'm not gonna cry about that right now. I've done my research and I learned that the purpose of the Sustainability Commission for the City of Clemson is to make recommendations regarding natural resources and to promote awareness of sustainable practices within the community. The community will also bring together different perspectives and expertise to ensure that sustainability initiatives are responsive to the community needs and concerns. And my concern today is how we just or the city council and whoever just flippantly says, oh, well, let's tear down this apartment complex on North Clemson Avenue and Pine Street that was only built 10 years ago. It was built in 2015. Why do we need to tear it down? Some of the factors that cause this project to not be sustainable is embodied carbon. Demolishing a relatively young building, 10 years old, wastes the embodied carbon from its construction. The energy and materials used to build the original complex are lost, and new construction generates additional carbon emissions. And I read on the City of Clemson website that the City of Clemson plans to be carbon-free by the year 2030. Any. Construction waste, demolition creates significant waste if not properly recycled or repurposed. This can strain landfills and negate environmental benefits. The short lifespan, a 10-year-old building is relatively new. Tearing it down suggests a disposable approach to architecture within the city of Clemson, which conflicts with sustainability principles during durability and long-term use. The economic cost to demolition and rebuilding are expensive. If the existing structure could be renovated to meet modern standards, this might be a more cost-effective and sustainable. And in conclusion, tearing down a 10-year-old apartment complex is not likely sustainable unless the new high-rise offers substantial environmental and social benefits that outweigh the embodied carbon loss, waste, and the cost of demolition. And the cost of demolition is going to send all kinds of chemicals and dust up into the air of the city. Residents who live up in the Strawberry, I'm not exactly sure what it's called, the Strawberry Lane area, Strawberry Hill, Strawberry whatever. But, you know, I feel like the Sustainability Committee is where we need to address some of these concerns about tearing down something that's only 10 years old for the city of Clemson to reap millions of dollars from developers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is this something that gets voted on by city council, or is it something that developers, because they own the land, can just simply do? Because I know we don't have any laws preventing new buildings being taken
It
down.
usually goes through the planning commission, and then it goes to, if it's approved by planning commission, goes to council. But I don't want to speak out of turn because I'm not super familiar with all that process.
Right.
I think it's the planning commission which,
Yeah.
we had
Well,
talked
and-
about it. It's the planning commission which,
Could y'all speak up so we can hear you?
yeah,
I'm not hearing impaired, but I can't hear a word y'all are saying.
it's,
We were, yeah, sorry, go
no,
ahead.
go ahead, no, you go ahead, yeah.
I was just saying, we were just talking about whether or not that was something that we would address, or if that's something the planning commission would address, and how that goes through. Like, if they own the land, can they just do that? Or, and so Tony was saying that it would go through planning commission and then it would go through city council, but none of us are really experts on that, so we're not 100% sure what the
But I
process
think the
is.
Sustainability Commission would care about tearing down a 10-year-old.
We absolutely do.
We do.
Yeah.
Y'all can put a recommendation
Yeah.
through to city council and the planning commission about it.
If I could make a suggestion, thank you for informing us about all that, and I had no idea about the emissions and all that, so it was very informative. If you wouldn't mind, if you feel like you can send that information to the council members and the mayor, that might be helpful for them too, just so they could see it and refer back to it if they need to have it as a guide for something. Thank you.
And definitely when the planning commission is having their meeting, maybe, I mean, we should definitely try to, I think they also have meetings like this, so.
Yeah,
And they do welcome speakers, so.
yeah.
But you're saying that it has already been decided to?
I'm sorry.
That's all right, go ahead.
I mean, I just spoke just like out of instinct, but it's correct, what Tony said is correct. It's currently in the planning commission, they have not yet approved it, so nothing's been decided. So now's the time to exert influence on the planning commission so they can make a better recommendation to the city council.
Yeah, here you go. So I definitely should attend the planning
Yeah,
commission
we
meeting
should.
and, planning commission meeting and definitely something to,
Would this be something that the sustainability committee would consider advising planning commission and city council about?
Yes.
That's.
And if you wouldn't mind sending your information to the planning commission as well, so they can have it in front of them.
And I didn't even start off by saying I'm talking about the property at North Clemson Avenue and Pine Street.
203 Pine Street.
You did say that.
Okay.
North, yeah, you said North Clemson Street.
So I suppose the question is, what are the next steps that we can take? Should we vote on it, whether this is something we should take on to recommend to the council?
I
And then-
just,
we'll
just
discuss
as a
that.
point of order, I would suggest we do that under number 7, new business.
Yeah.
Okay,
So we'll
So
talk
under
about it.
public comments, we don't do business, but one could make a motion to recommend whatever.
okay, thank you.
So I was unaware of the 2030 carbon-free city statement
I read that on the City of Clemson website today.
today.
Yes.
So what is that building right now?
Wow.
Carbon neutral means no carbon emissions, like,
She
Well,
said.
Means they're gonna
20
balance it somehow.
By 2030, Clemson will be carbon-free.
Yeah, I know, no, but
carbon
just about
neutral,
the, no, I know,
probably is
but
what
about
it
this building, I was asking, what are they making? And I mean, I'm not familiar with that at all. I don't know.
Apartments.
Apartment buildings they're making.
Probably bigger apartment building.
Yeah.
Would be my guess.
Yeah,
but
because
I
they're-
don't know that to
yeah.
be true.
Another planned development they're requesting.
Okay.
Yeah, because Clemson University has recruited more than 5,000 more undergraduate students, so they are looking for more places to live around the campus, and that's why they are developing all these apartment buildings and residences for students.
It's an apartment building.
So it's already there, and then probably they're making the bigger one.
Are we ready to move on to further
Yes,
public
yes.
comments?
Let's have anyone else who, you have 3 minutes, please.
Robert Lee, I live at 113 Presley Drive in Clemson. This is, I didn't know that what I was going to speak about was going to be related to something that came up tonight, but my approach to much of this is what is available to citizens in the written law. So I go and I read the state law and the city law and find out these things, and I got curious. When I first heard about Sustainability Committee, I looked up, is it DHEC, maybe South Carolina DHEC, I can't remember, but one of the things that they consider a natural resource is sunlight. So I kind of got curious about that, and I did some findings. While a universal right to sunlight does not exist in the United States, several legal mechanisms protect a property owner's access to sun, especially for solar energy, but the level of protection depends on location. So solar access, so the doctrine of ancient lights originated in England, and that property owners had the right of uninterrupted sunlight for certain conditions. So in most cases, or in court cases in Wisconsin, that forbid somebody from building a high-rise because it would block their sunlight. So this case was decided in favor of the person's sunlight. So that is a valid avenue of looking at development. Is this thing going to shade people's sunlight? That's a valid thing, and it's it's a little bit fringe thing, but there is some precedent in the law. So if this building is going to shade people who've been getting sunlight for 20, 30 years, and now they're going to be in the shade all the time, that's a valid concern and possibly an avenue. That's the main thing I want to talk about. But so in the case of, I can email this to you, Wisconsin Supreme Court sided with the homeowner who sued the neighbor for blocking his sun, so they couldn't build there. So that's one possibility. Otherwise, what was the other? Anyway, that was the main one thing for the committee to look at.
Was it a building that was blocking the sunlight?
Yeah, he was going to build a building, and it was going to block the sunlight.
Where was it?
That's
Where, can you repeat that?
this was in Wisconsin.
Yeah, but here I'm talking about, you're talking about in Clemson?
No, not in Wisconsin. He emailed that to me. Okay, I can forward it to Tony, this email.
Okay.
I'm talking about this, any kind of development in Clemson that's
Yeah.
going to build a
Yeah.
building is going to shade something.
Marketing
So,
So
yeah,
that is
yeah,
a valid concern. If somebody's house is going to be blocked by shade, that is a valid legal avenue to pursue for someone. And
Especially if
maybe,
they
I
were
don't know if
gonna
the
do solar.
sustainability committee is, I would think because, I got to sustainability committee because South Carolina DX says, oh, sunlight is a natural resource. So that's what led me to come to this. And I just got curious and, you know, if I was my house and somebody's gonna build a building and block my sun, I'd probably want to see it blocking the sun.
Especially if somebody's planning to have solar panel or solar, you know.
Pardon?
Especially if somebody's planning to have a solar panel or somebody has already solar panel and if sun is blocking, it's like, yeah.
It's affecting their
It's
ability.
not only-
yeah.
It's not only solar panels, it's also just your
Yeah,
right to
yeah,
the sun.
definitely, yeah, anything, yeah.
Could you refer me to the section of law for South Carolina where they say you have a right to it?
They don't necessarily, I'll email this to Tony, but
Yeah.
I found this, I can't remember, I'll email that links to you. I found in like the court cases, P-R-A-H versus Moretti, 1982.
Is that the Wisconsin case?
Yeah,
Yeah,
And I found that one.
I can, get that. I just looked in South Carolina law, it was, I think DHEC and how do they define natural resources? And I could look that up, but it wasn't, their definition of natural resources includes sunlight. There was nothing legal in there. They didn't cite anything legal.
we'll definitely talk about it and discuss and.
Yeah, I mean, it is a natural resource.
Yeah, you can, yeah, send
And
them.
people's right to
Yeah.
natural resources. so.
Definitely, this is something
I
to,
do think
talk
that
about
if
it.
we were going to look at applying that to one of these planned developments or something like these high rises that are concerning clearly to some of the citizenry, we would have to somehow demonstrate negative impact by that building. Not only solar panels, but if it caused someone's tree to die,
Yeah.
right? I don't think with Clemson's topography, that would be the case where you could demonstrate that high rise going up, because I'm pretty sure from these locations I'm thinking about, you would still have access to either the morning or the evening sun. So
Yeah, I don't know any of the
well,
specifics
I think
of this case.
what we should do, again, in my opinion, again, should go back to planning commission because they are the one, responsible for probably the building high rises and the new apartment buildings. And this should be something, again, this can be presented there too.
Like I say, I don't know the specifics, and it's kind of a long shot thing, but it's something that is available to people involved and should know about it.
thank you.
Thank you so much, yeah, thank you.
I just have an order question again. Many commissions take attendance of the people who make comments and get their address. Should we be doing that and add it to the minutes? I have a piece of paper or.
Sure.
And what do we want to collect? I'm trying to think. When I speak at meetings, I put my name and address.
Name,
Yeah, that
email,
would be nice, yeah, that would be.
Email would be good too.
Yeah.
I think it'd be nice to
You
be
can
able to
give
reach
them
out to
a
these
paper.
If y'all don't mind, that would be helpful. Because we're going to put it. in the
Anyone,
minutes that you
anyone
spoke,
else
and we're
today for
grateful that-
speaking?
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's a pen
Anyone-
right behind that computer there.
Yeah.
You just-
Do you have any more?
Any other
Public, any public response?
But it's not a matter for discussion now, as much as it is under
No more public comment.
No more public comments. All right, thank you. We have to be respectful to the time. We'll welcome our today's speaker, John Rossini, Director of the Clemson Arts Center.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you, Tony. So I'm Joan Rossini. I'm the manager of the City of Clemson Arts Center. And I'm just going to sort of read off my script because I can go off on tangents. Tony knows that. Sure. So I'll just say next slide. Okay.
Perfect.
So since its founding, the City of Clemson Arts Center has served as a venue for high-quality community, adult, and youth arts programming. We believe the arts provide a voice for individuals to be heard and new ways to explore the world. Nurturing the creative process in a variety of ways is the Arts Center's #1 priority. Next. So we have offerings in all of these genres, as well as fibers, mixed media, and fused glass. Most of our classes run once a week for 2 hours for a month. We also offer one-off classes, classes that are more time-intensive, classes only on a weekend, those types of things. We're also offering, this will be our second year offering grants. So we do a fall grant and we do a spring grant, and we give 2 artists each $500, so it's a $2,000 total for the year. And it's to use for anything: food, rent, supplies. If you can't eat, you can't do art. So it's a similar program to other programs around the country. I'm originally from Philadelphia, and I lived out in San Francisco for 6 years. And so these are some of what the other cities are doing. So we instituted this into our budget. And then once the artists have finished their grant, like half year, they come to City Council and tell City Council what they have done with the money. So actually, you guys will be seeing that soon, about a month or two. So we're really pleased with that. Next. We also run a summer arts camp for 8 weeks, May through July. And so we offer that a half day or a full day. So that's great. This year, I'll talk a little bit more about it, but we actually had a documentary done this year, so that we're really excited about. And then this year, this fall, we're actually piloting a program, after-school programming, and we have 2 classes running with a limited number of children. We hope to offer more sections in January. We wanted to see how it went, but we are partnering with Clemson Elementary. They bring a bus over, and 16 kids come. We also have kids just from the community as well who are welcome to join. And then we do a spring break camp during Pickens County spring break. This year will be April 6th through the 10th, and it runs just like summer camp, just for 1 week. This is our Arts and Wellness program. So this is a program that is currently near and dear to my heart. Currently we have an artist in residence and a musician in residence at Clemson Down Memory Care. They each come once a week on different days to work with the residents. This began out of the Museum of Modern Art's Meet Me program. The museum program brings people on a memory journey to the museum, and then we thought we would bring artists to the people on a memory journey. The MoMA guided us on this program. I've seen their program now, and we actually are forming a partnership with the MoMA, so that's been a great program. Also, we are the first ones in South Carolina doing this type of work with visual artists that aren't activity directors, so it makes a big difference when you have a teaching artist doing this type of work. So we're bringing also the research expertise of the question, we're bringing the research expertise of the Institute for Engaged Aging from Clemson. So we are currently in the IRB process, the Internal Review Board, and it's a whole new process for me. I took a research class down at the University of Florida who's doing this type of work and learned some language, and so we're working with students and the Institute of Engaged Aging, and we hope to be starting that research in the spring of next year. And the question that we are looking at is, does art slow down the progression of memory loss? We'll be doing it in the memory care as well as assisted living. Next slide. And so out of the program, we've been in the program for 2 years now doing just the art, and we have created a toolkit for senior living communities and artists to figure out how to connect with one another. It is public. We've been advertising it. We've been on the news. NBC actually picked it up nationally and put it on their internet website, internet news. So that was great for us. And so it has a budget. It has sample programs in there and all kinds of ways on how to network with each other. Next slide. And then this program led us into the world of arts and medicine and arts and wellness. Shea Brahma, who was our first artist in residence over at Clemson Downs, and I just returned from University of Florida's Center for Arts and Medicine, their intensive arts training. We learned about having art in clinical settings, including bedside in the hospital. We have also become members and have become really involved in the National Organization of Arts and Health. We'll be offering trainings and hoping to place additional artists in a variety of clinical settings beginning in the fall of 2027. We are currently working on setting up a meeting with ANMED, and we will be also the first in South Carolina to put artists bedside. They are interested in doing it, especially in the new hospital that they're building here in Central and Clemson. There'll be 44 beds there, so we're working heavily on that. Next slide. And that has led us into also into research. So we hope to be able to write papers and to do some more research and to really be the place in the upstate, maybe in South Carolina, where you come for this information and your trainings. So we're really excited about this initiative. Next slide. So public art. When we do public art, all the artists receive some sort of stipend, depending on what the art is. If you have seen around town, we have butterflies now. Since we are a monarch city, a designated monarch city, we did fiberglass butterflies after sort of like the New York cows, and in my town we have donkeys in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. So I know Maine did bears and lobsters. But we did a call out. We had 20 artists, each receiving a stipend for materials. And then Public Works just finished placing all of the butterflies around the city. And then our communications team, Natalie and Bree, Lindsay Newton also helped us with this, did a beautiful map. And so there is a butterfly trail. So you can, everything's linked. So you could do two trails, or you could do it all in one. So they're beautiful, and you should go out and see them. We've also done cat bus shelters. That was the first round we did. We did them, Nancy knows this, we did this with the Arts Commission. And since then, we've gotten 5 bus shelters with art, and there are many more that need art, so we're working with that with Cat Bus. Also, we currently have the traffic signal boxes, so if you've noticed on 123 out here, we've wrapped the signal boxes. We've got 3 more to wrap, and then they'll be up for about a year and a half, and then we'll rewrap them with new artists. So it's a great program. We're going to start doing the Verizon call boxes that are high up on College Avenue, so we're excited about that. And then storm drains. Did you all know there's 1,400 storm drains in Clemson? I just learned that from Ethan. So Ethan approached me from utilities, and he wants to raise awareness about storm drains. So every storm drain in Clemson leads directly back to Lake Hartwell. And people are throwing things down the storm drains that should not be going down the storm drains. So we decided we wanted to raise awareness about water conservation and keeping Lake Hartwell clean. So we are planning to issue a call for artists for 10 to 20 designs, just to start out. Select the winning designs with a panel, and then we're considering a day of paint, where every artist, it would be an event where all the artists get together and they paint their storm drain, and we talk to people on the street about water conservation. So we're gonna pilot that, and then hopefully we'll do them all. So we're excited. Ethan was really excited. And so I'm excited because the city is starting to think about incorporating art into things like this. So this is considered, in my world, creative placemaking. And so it raises awareness to an issue. So we're really excited. We're excited about the storm drains in communities, because we could get the communities together to do something. And so it's going to lead to great things. But we're going to pilot it with 10 to 20 artists. We want to make sure we get the right paints. And so we're doing all that research now. And so we aim to have the first round of paintings completed in April or May of next year. We'll do the call out in January, and we want to have them done, the first like 10 to 20 before music on the Ave, so people can see them. So next slide. So Tony mentioned to me that you're all interested, or that somebody had been interested in sculptural bike racks. We can certainly make that happen. You know, if you were to give me a list of where you'd like them, or what parks you want them at, or wherever you would like them, Tony, Nathan, and I, the city's engineer and I, we can go out and look at the spaces and decide where to put them, and then do an RFP, a call out for proposals based on where they are. So the Fish is really cool. That's based in Philadelphia, where I'm from. That's right outside of a tattoo shop. That's really cool, in a place called East Falls. And the rest are just all around the country. So it definitely can happen. There's sculptural artists that can make that happen. You don't have to buy one. We would love to give artists the chance to make them. So, next slide.
Very cool.
This is our next exhibition. Tony knows that I have been trying to wrap Gateway Park in yarn for, I don't know, I guess a couple of years now. Has not come to fruition, but we're gonna make it happen this time. So I don't know if you all know what yarn tagging, it's called yarn bombing, we like to call it yarn tagging. And so what we would like to do is embrace Gateway Park in anything that is thread related. So embroidery, quilts, yarn, all using natural elements. So if any of the critters decide they want to make a nest, they can safely. So no polyester, no fake yarn, none of that. And our hope is, next slide, to do something that looks like this, like all through the park. So the hope is it would open up in March, and we would do it for a month and see how it goes. The call out is for pieces to be delivered to us by January 30th, the end of January, and we're working on making it a national call. So if you happen to do any sort of fiber work, we would love to have your work. It won't be returned though, because it's going to be out in the elements. So that's something really exciting. And next slide. And then we do Pop in the Park. So I don't know if you've all heard of Pop in the Park. It's markets in the park. The mayor came to me and wanted to activate Gateway Park, and I have since come to love Gateway Park. And I want to do everything there. And so we do the Pop in the Park. It's an artist market. We usually get about 10 to 15 vendors on a Saturday. It's always, it's the second Saturday in March, April, and May. It brings out about 40 to 60 people, but it's just a nice market. It's low key for us work-wise, and then makes a little money for the artists. They pay $25 for the event fee, and then they keep all their revenue. Next slide. And then future park activation. So I'm always thinking about what can we do public art-wise? How do we get the community together? And so two ideas we have had is having a community dinner. This is something that other cities have done, and it's where you have the long tables and you invite people to either bring dinner, or you get somebody to, a restaurant or something to sponsor it, and you sit down and you have like conversation cards so you can talk to people, and the idea is to meet new people in the community and to activate a park. So I could totally see it in Gateway Park with a long table. So,
Or the community garden.
what?
The community
The
garden.
community garden, yeah. So, and then Shay and I, the artist that I talked about, we're good friends. So we were talking about, there's a new restaurant in Greenville that does Supra dinners. And it's the same idea. And so they're really interested in possibly partnering with us and would offer the dinner. It's really cool. So that's one idea. And then that is stick work, and that is done by an artist, Patrick Daughtery. And Patrick did work here at the Botanical Gardens years ago, way before, way before me. But what you do is you source everything locally, and he comes and he makes these fabulous sculptures. And I saw them at the Palo Alto Art Center. They were up for about 2 years. And you can go inside them, kids play in them, and when the sun moves, the shadows move with it. And it's a beautiful sculpture. And he does all different kinds. So if you have a chance, look him up. Just look up stick work and you'll find him. So, all right, next slide. And I just wanted to talk real quick about some of our events coming up in case you don't know. So September 27th from 7 to 9, it's a Saturday, we will be premiering our summer camp documentary. So think of it as Parks and Rec meets Paint Splatter. We had 2 interns come from World Cinema Studies, and they filmed for 3 weeks summer art camp. And my office was the diary room, and the kids talked. It's fabulous. We just got the first hour of it. So it's about a 2-hour documentary, and it's really great. It's hilarious. It's really good. We're very excited about it. They're also going to be entering it into film festivals. So we're excited about that. Our annual Pumpkin Palooza is coming up. It's our big event. It's the 5th one this year. It's going to be sponsored by the Smoking Pig. They always bring food. It's free. This year they gave us some money off, so we're excited about that. And so the events from 6 to 8, we have music, we have glass pumpkins, we have the glass blowers coming back, and so you can watch the demos. And then we have the jack-o'-lantern contest. We have t-shirts, and it's a lot of fun. And then the next day we do an open house for free, and we do things in glass, clay, and printmaking. So that's a lot of fun as well. And then, of course, the glass blowers are here. So I ran a glass blowing studio in California, so I know how to blow glass, and I do a lot of stuff with glass now. So I have friends who come up every year from Georgia, and they're here for 2 years this year, and they'll be doing glass pumpkin workshops. So if you'd like to do a workshop, sign up. It's $90 for 2 hours, and it's a great medium. It's a lot of fun.
Well worth it.
So, and then our holiday market. So our holiday market is every year, the first weekend in December. We charge $25 again for the event fee. The artists keep their revenue. Last year, we brought in over $10,000 for them. So this year, it'll be back in our space, only the artists will be taking their own money this year because we had a 2-hour wait in line last year.
Wow.
So it has grown into a really great revenue maker for the artists. So, and next slide. And that is it. So if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. That's our website. Everything I spoke about tonight is on the website. If you're interested in more about the arts and wellness, I can certainly talk about that. Right now, we just have the toolkit on there, but we are heavily getting involved in arts and wellness. We're going to be at the health fair this year, so we're excited about that. We're going to be visiting departments and doing art with them probably next year, and doing a big public art project with the city staff. So we're excited about the future.
Wow. Everything is just...
So, great, fantastic, thank you. Regarding the bike racks, the city of Clemson has a requirement, if you build a certain size, you have to put in bike racks. So the new developments will all put in just this, you know, what they look like. So would that be a possibility that we say to the developer, or somehow figure out a system so that they come to you? Because, you know, developments are planned years in advance.
Yeah, I think so.
So that they don't just put in the simple U. I'll have to
I'm not sure how that. I don't know the city process, but
I don't either.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's the developer paying for it because it's a requirement.
Okay. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're going to do the cheapest, quickest thing.
That's probably something between Nathan and the developer, and then Nathan would talk to me after the fact. So I can certainly ask him what that looks like.
Sounds like it'd be a win-win, because the
it'd
developer
be
would get a
great.
free bike rack, or they could just contribute whatever.
They could contribute what they would pay for the simple U,
Yeah,
and you could upgrade it. and we'd have to get the developer to talk to you way in advance before the building's built. But like you see the buildings going up now, so I presume they're all gonna put in bike racks, because it's
We
required.
would love to be the bike rack people.
Yeah, so if you wouldn't mind talking to Nathan, and if
I'll talk to Nathan and find out about
in
that.
any way and advocate, you let me know, and just show him your picture, that's phenomenal. Show
Yeah,
the
there's some really
developer.
cool bike racks around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the projects, I mean, they're just absolutely beautiful. Painting near those drains. It's just
I love the storm drain idea.
Yeah,
storm
Ethan,
drain.
when I first came here, I wanted to paint the water tower, and Benji looked at me like I was crazy.
That's wonderful.
And now he is excited about
I
the
just mean
storm
that
drains.
way, I mean, you get art in it, you get beauty, and you
And then the
educate people, and make
awareness
them
about
think
the
about what
Yeah.
they're throwing away. I mean, that's awesome.
We are very excited. I talked about it in our staff meeting this morning. The butterfly here disappeared.
Oh,
And I got a call from Andy saying, "Where's my butterfly?" And I got a call from some other staff people, like, "Where's the butterfly?" And I was away and I thought, it's stolen already. How has that happened? Well, Public Works knew that Tony's crew is going to take down a dead tree over here. And they came and just took the butterfly and stored it at Public Works until they're finished working. And so that for an artist, that is probably the best compliment, that they're thinking about, the safety of the art. They installed it, and so they have a stake in it. And we're really excited about 1,400 storm drains.
Is there going to be maybe an opportunity to partner with the Anderson Water District or whomever is responsible? So it's not just your artist sharing information, but actually having folks that really focus on stormwater quality, to have them, or even if any of us, the committee said we'd be a voice at one of those, just to, again, like you said, it's a phenomenal attraction to people to then educate while people are interested would be.
yeah, invite us. We'll stand at a storm drain for you.
That's what I was going to say.
I'll ask Ethan. Ethan knows about the storm drain, and I know about the art. So he's gonna show me. He wants to show me I want to see what the storm drain looks like underneath. He's gonna show me all of that, and so I'm getting into it. So it's pretty cool.
I'm old enough to remember in Indiana where you just thought it was a dump, and people would change the oil in their cars, put it right in the stormwater.
Yeah,
That's 50
he
years
has
ago.
seen people who are doing power washing, and all of that's going right in. So we want to focus on the fish and the
Right.
cleanliness and the ecosystem.
So you have,
he's really
do you have
excited.
all the painters, I mean, artists?
No, we haven't even. Ethan just came to me 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And so what we'll do is we're sort of just working out the logistics of it, and then we'll do a call out in January, and then do the paintings hopefully sometime in April.
Okay.
So that's the plan.
How many,
For the artists.
I'm sorry?
No, I said that all the local artists should be knowing about this thing, yes.
It's gonna be so cool. How many, storm drains are you gonna do in your first phase?
Just 10 to 20. Yeah. We don't want to do, we just kind of want to start it out. So we're now researching concrete paint and, all of that, and what happens when people walk over it. They're actually they're giving us a storm drain to play on just to check. I like to pilot stuff. I like to go small, so if there is an issue, I can fix it before we do 1,400 of them. And the butterflies, the next round, we're gonna try to do and put on businesses and attach them. So that'll be in another year or so. We thought we'd take a break with butterflies and then.
Well, thank you so much.
One more thing to your bike rack pictures, you might add the bike rack in front of the restaurant at Patrick Square, because it's already slightly more clever.
Okay.
It's in front of that steakhouse, what's it called?
Ruth Chris?
Rick Irwin's?
Rick
Okay.
It's
I'll
at
take a
least
look
a
at it.
little bit more
Outback.
clever, and then when you're showing it to people, you can say, and we have one sort of in Clemson already, and that was, of course, a required bike rack
Okay.
because
I
of the
didn't know they were required,
legislation.
so that's great information. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, John. Thank you so much. And definitely, you encourage us to come and visit you. It's me.
Definitely.
Artist inside me is asking me to go and visit her. Thanks again. All right, next thing is. There's no discussion item here. Action item. Discussion item, committee goal reports and discussion. So,
I changed working groups to goals.
okay, so that's a new term. And committee goal reports and discussion, okay.
So if you want to treat this like the working
Work.
group discussion prior was, any updates on those specific goals?
National wildlife.
What should we call then actually? The group should be called what?
No, the group shall not be called anything
Anything.
right now.
This will
Yeah.
just
These are just goals that,
Goals and people are working on it.
right.
Group of people are working on it. All right.
Yeah, I mean, we're basically still working on getting
Yeah,
Clemson
same
certified
thing.
as a
Yeah.
wildlife-friendly city. That is our goal.
Yeah.
Is that what you want, long-term goals or short-term goals?
Just what the numbers are right now.
Oh, okay.
Progress.
If we get the 5 points for that park, which I did go and check out, and it is certifiable, that'll bring us to 137. We've got all the small goals done except for the education one. Do we have any update on the website? I don't remember. I didn't hear anything from her.
Not yet.
Okay, as soon as the website gets updated, that'll give us 10 more points. So we still only have 5 points to figure out what we want to do for that. We'll probably either do a brochure or maybe a habitat tour. I figured that might be easy.
Tours sounds like it.
A Girl Scout group approached us about doing not only potentially a native plant installation or maintenance, but also leaning heavily into the education component of.
Neat.
So we're thinking that we're waiting for them to get back. The leaders are gonna go with the troop members and see that have to work on that project as part of their
Cool.
badges, so I'll find out more.
Awesome.
So we're up 137, you said?
Yeah, once that part
77,
goes in.
Yeah, and then 10 more points for,
15 total we need in the education component. If the website gets updated, that'll
that
give
will
us
be
10 of those
10
points.
And then 5 you're doing for the maybe
We'll
tour.
either do a brochure or a tour, I'm not sure.
Tour, yeah.
Those are separate categories. We need, at
Yeah, there's
137, we need 200 points in that.
That's just in individual habitat registrations. Yeah,
So
that's
it
the tough one.
did occur to me about a status report to everybody who has certified thus far, and including the needed 60 or 65 more, with a statement that if everybody who's already certified could get a friend,
That's a
we
good
meet our
idea.
200 goal.
Put that on our, on the Facebook page or something?
Well, I think the registrations, the certification list has a contact email. I think it, I meant to check.
Do an email
Do
to
an
each.
email to everybody who's certified.
Please become an evangelist for us. Talk to your neighbor.
Thank you very much for leading the way and,
Bring a friend.
yeah.
Bring it for-
Great idea.
Yeah, I mean, wherever we can publicize social media, and again, we were planning to send it to different neighborhoods, HOAs, probably that will be another way of promoting it. So we'll work on that. Working, always, we are in, making an effort to continue this project. Next is energy efficiency.
So we are continuing to talk about getting EV chargers for Clemson, no action item right now. We looked at the City of Clemson Sustainability and Progress page, which doesn't say a lot, and we worked a little bit on updating that. And then we talked about possible ordinance changes when something gets built to require something sustainable regardless of the building, not homes necessarily, but apartments and businesses, as some cities do. So we're gonna go out and look at what other cities are doing. So that's our assignment. And then super good news, and this is actually item 4. I talked to Ally. One thing we've learned, we've been going about having motions, and that ends up being a lot of work. And really, all you have to do is find the staff member that works on it. So I found a grant with the South Carolina, I'm looking for that thing. And I'm looking for the actual name for you, Nancy. South Carolina Energy Efficient and Conservation Block Grant Program. South Carolina Energy Efficiency and Conservation Block Grant Program from the South Carolina Energy Office. That is exactly for the things we want to do, like change the lighting in here, or change the HVAC, or fix the solar on the CAT bus. So we were going to bring a motion and all that, but I talked to Ally, and she's like, great, I'll go to the workshop, I'll write the grant. I said, do we need a motion? She said, no, regardless of what you do, I'll apply for it. And I'm like, super. So that's going to happen. It's a competitive grant. It's due in December. It's $100,000, but it would at minimum pay for the lighting in here, which is one of the things it does. And we were planning to spend that money anyway with the city probably. So that's super good news. So by that, I want to say we have great staff, and she's going to apply for that. So
I talked to Ally today, and she's talked to Ron, and she's...
Yeah, I told her, talk to Ron, here's what we know, but he's the expert, and they're talking about what he wants and how he would use the money. And she's good at grant writing, and I think she'll get it, but of course it's competitive, so.
So basically you have to find out where money is available and for whatever the project we are planning to do, and
No, she'll have to write up a grant. We don't have to do that, but it's great that if you can find grants like this, she's in charge of lots of things. So I showed it to her and she's like, yes, and I connected her to Ron. So what we've learned is the first thing to do anytime you want to do something is find the staff person in charge and talk to them, and they're already doing a phenomenal job, and they kind of send us down the right route, as opposed to the motions and discussing it and writing it up ourselves. And so this worked just fast, and it's done, and you can cross off number 4. Like, it's taken care of.
Nice.
Exactly, that's.
Andrew, I apologize that I haven't changed the name to the natural resources.
Oh, right, the natural resources goal.
So, I'll change that for the next meeting. My apologies, sir.
We like natural resources, they get the point. I have the same finding as Eunice, that staff members really know what's going on around here. I got to speak with Mr. Art, who's a city planner, and he was explaining to me the process to get tree ordinances and riparian zone restoration, or like riparian zone ordinances into the books doesn't mean that I have to write an ordinance. It means that I need to come up with a bullet list of goals. And then we can iteratively work with, he said first with Tony, and then the planning department, and then finally the city. And the planning department will actually be the people to write the ordinances from that bulleted list of outlining what we want to protect, how we want to protect it. So that's great. I've been putting the cart before the horse, trying to figure out how to legal talk. But I will definitely want that on the next meeting's agenda. I will definitely bring to the table some sort of tree ordinance revision goals based off of Clemson's current tree ordinances and where I think it can go.
So going back to our concern in the beginning, that whenever they are making new buildings, new housing, around our person who was concerned about the buildings, when they do that, they are also going to cut trees and whatever the greenery is around.
Right.
So that's part of it, and so it's all interrelated.
Which is why we need to get these protections into law,
Yeah.
especially seeing the comprehensive plan last night. There are a lot of planned developments around Clemson, and Shelley's not here, but she raised the possibility of there being old growth forests on that Milliken land, and they've got a whole planned development, and I haven't looked at it yet, but I'm going to,
There used to be old growth forest there. I don't even know if it's still there. I tried to hike in to get to where it was, but it was so overgrown, the trail was non-existent. I couldn't find it anymore.
Oh, wow.
I will say several years ago, when Pacolet Milliken, then Skadira, now is going to be the name, that was a wetland restoration development. So there is a wetland right in the heart of that property, and they were very environmentally sensitive. It was unlike any development that I've seen. The sensitivity towards the natural environment there. We were able to walk the property. There is some old growth behind Willow Street, which is where Shelley lives. A lot of that property is pine, which has been dibbled in by the Forestry Commission at some point, or Milliken. So the old growth is on the other side of the wetland near neighborhoods. And I don't think that part is a developed part of what they were going to do.
With the current master plan?
With the current plan.
That's really good.
And I haven't looked at it in a while. They submitted a plan year and a half ago, and it went through initial review, and we haven't heard back from them.
Okay.
So that's as far as I can tell you. But I will say that development was pretty sensitive to the area.
The plan that they had, well, that's wonderful to hear. But for other plans, right, not just that one, I really do believe that with plan development, we should have more strict rules. Right now, we currently only have 25% needs to be canopy covered, and that's at age of maturation, which when you do it all so fast, you're still creating these heat islands. And that's really making it hard for these trees. I mean, Tony's talked most months about having to go in and be like, hey, you've got to replace this tree, it's dead, which further sets back that date of maturation. So we really need to buff up those current ordinances. And I would love to hear y'all's input. I'll start an email chain since we can't have working groups. Is that okay? No?
You can't.
I asked that today.
I will make
the email chain. No, and we can talk about this when we get down to discussing bylaws.
Right.
But and I know there's probably going to be some discussion about the working group, subcommittee, that kind of thing.
Right.
But I would suggest that you get together a list of things that you would like to discuss, like this, and do a work session. And we come here and do a work session instead of having a bunch of working groups, and then tackle some of that stuff in a work session.
And the work session would be open to the public, like all the rest of them?
It would be just like
And
this.
recorded, and we don't have to worry about it
Correct.
ourselves. Okay.
Yep. And in the spirit of tree preservation, I do have a question, Tony, for you. The art center, they're building a new art center, correct? At Nettles Park somewhere. Can you tell me how people are gonna access that new art center?
It will be off of Porter Road. All of this development of that art center will happen in the clear cut. So the old growth timber line sort of circles the clear cut that's in the middle of that property. The trees that are on there right now were dibbled in by the South Carolina Forestry Commission. We have to get permission to remove those trees, but they're about 7 or 8 years old. They're all pine. So there's no real old growth that will be, no real hardwood that will be.
That was my concern, because I drove down Porter Road the other day just to try to even imagine where the art center is gonna be accessed from, and all I saw was trees. And I was like, are we gonna be killing all these trees? And so.
One morning when you come to bring Jake, I'll take you back there and
Please.
the Workman, and you can see.
That'd be great. So you said off of Porter Road, via what? What'd you say? Timberland? What's the road that it's?
Oh, it's just off of Porter Road.
Just off of Porter Road, okay. Yeah, I would love to get a visual of that.
Okay.
to make me feel better. I
So,
appreciate it.
I have another question from Tony. And as you said that the developer who, somebody, they're very sensitive towards their, tree preservation and our sustainability thing. What about the other developers? Is there any way we can find out and when we meet before they start any work towards the concerns which we have regarding trees, regarding cutting down the natural resources, habitat for animals, which was my concern in the very beginning.
I think that, like you were making the recommendation to Ms. Gay a minute ago, is going to the planning commission meeting when that property comes before them. And it's a public meeting, and you can express concern.
Yeah, so maybe first should attend this planning commission meeting and express our concern. Either we can go as an individual or we can we go as a committee? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Committee.
You can certainly go as a citizen of Clemson.
Yeah, I mean, because that's where it starts. Oh, well, thank you so much for all the committee goal groups for giving your report. And it's just wonderful to see the progress. Next is Tony for your staff report.
Staff report, instead of going through all of this, to save some time, I know we're kind of crunched here. I'm not going to go through it. I did have if you have any questions about anything, I'd be glad to answer it. But I did have a couple of things that came up last time. I called Public Works. Well, I talked to Cody about the spray, the mosquito spray, and they do have a no spray list. Just call Public Works, and that's how you get on the list. What he said was, you'll hear the truck coming, okay? They have a fogger on the back of it. You'll still hear a machine because the truck is moving by. They stop the fogger at your address. Once they get past your property line, they initiate the fogger again. So
Is that manual, that's done by a human?
it's done manually, yes.
Not like the old non-smoking region in a restaurant.
There you go.
Right.
Where smoking would stop right here.
Yes,
Magic smoke wall comes up.
yes.
Well, and I don't mean to say that they're doing a bad job by any means, but it being, not in some sort of system to stop the fogging, when residents report that they're on the list and they're still getting fogged, I mean.
I guess it's being broadcast into the air.
Right.
Really, if the person next to them wants the fogging, how do they keep that fog from going to the neighbor who doesn't want to be fogged?
Right.
That's the question. And
So the approach is to convince your neighbors that it's worthy to call. So know your neighbor, number one, and then talk to them about bees. Great, wonderful.
Yeah, well,
Thanks
if
for
you can get
finding
enough
out.
neighbors, they said, if you can get a percentage of people in a neighborhood to say they don't want it, they'll skip the whole neighborhood. So that's the thing to do.
What
is to-
percentage is
Which
that?
means,
I don't remember, but
as a neighborhood, you should put up bat houses.
I think it has to be unanimous from what I heard today.
okay. 'Cause there was
There's
some,
not a
when she was talking
percentage.
last week, she said, when she called, she was told if they got a certain percentage of people in the neighborhood to say no, then they would skip the neighborhood.
Yeah.
But that's not true. Okay.
I don't want to,
Oh,
that's a whole thing that's
But,
happening
you
with an
know, the
individual
more,
neighborhood.
the more they
but
have to skip, the better.
Yeah, I think it has to be unanimous.
and I believe we did recommend some of those other options for keeping the mosquitoes away.
Yes.
Like
And I
fogging.
have
We
not
did,
handed
yeah,
out
we had
any more of
a
those.
whole thing about it.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Yeah, so,
And that information has gone out several times. I talked to Cody today, and that similar information has gone out repeatedly. The other thing, Robert brought up in an email about the members, their 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. Just wanted to clear that up. That goes through December the 31st, okay? The city will start advertising that in October, November, and then the new members, you can reapply. and then council will appoint at their first meeting of that following year.
Is that everyone, or if,
Who's
I think
rotating
people have
off at
their,
the end of this year?
There are 3 1-years.
Who's rotating off?
Nancy, and I think Nanda was, you took Elaine's place. She was 1 year, and
I was also set up for 1 year.
you were set up for it. So the 3 of you, if you want to reapply, that'll open up in October.
Nancy's not allowed, she's the secretary.
Yeah, you
That's
have
for
to
life.
stay.
Yes.
That's all I had, guys. If you don't have any questions, we can continue to move on.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you so much.
October.
Yeah,
You-
yeah,
you-
next month. October.
You apply in October?
This is pretty much
Yeah,
self-explanatory.
October
They're
through
gonna
December.
they're gonna start advertising in October.
Yes, all right.
So number 4, you covered.
Number 4, we just.
Number 3, we're on
yeah.
number 3.
Yeah, we are on number
Okay,
3.
number 3,
Art
gotcha.
Forum, yes, that's a very important one, we need to discuss that. Art Forum,
Yes, the Earth Forum. We've got some responses. Shelley is the one handling the Google form, so I haven't seen any responses on the Google form. I just know that Rick Huffman and Allie Sloan are not going to attend.
Yeah, Patricia Whitner was the one she said who said yes so far.
there's
we
only
just
one,
got
I
Patricia.
think in email
We only have one response right now.
Yeah.
one response, one
Patricia.
person, yeah.
One yes.
One yes. We need to figure out how to throw a better party.
Well, I don't know about you, but I get a lot of emails and I get invited to things. I think I could have gone to 3 meetings tonight, right?
Yeah,
So most of them I ignore. So I think if we want people to come, we're gonna have to call them. I mean, and we can split that up. But at minimum, if we don't wanna call them, we need to send out an email every week. And, potentially we back it up if we don't get enough people.
So
But-
what will be the enough number? What's your number as enough? What should we
I'd
think
like to
as
have at
5,
least
6?
10.
yeah, I was thinking 10.
10?
Yeah, they have to outnumber us, right?
Yeah, that is true, you're right, exactly, otherwise we all will do. So 10, at least we should have 10 responses. And how many emails did we, how many people did we contact?
That Shelley ended up sending out, I think it was 35,
35,
around there,
okay.
maybe.
So should we discuss right now that who is going to call who and we should,
20.
Yeah, we'll have to get on it
Yeah.
if we're gonna do it, because
yeah, right now, because
This
this
is our
we
last
don't have-
meeting.
Yeah, this is our last meeting and we
Well-
don't have time.
How about a show of hands of people that would be willing to make, say, 5 phone calls? Okay,
10,
so
15,
if
20.
it's only
You got
4 of
20.
us, we'd have to make 10 phone calls. The rest of you are not willing to call?
I'll call. So if it's
I don't
not-
have the time, I can't commit
That's
to that.
fine, I'm
That's fine.
asking if you're willing.
That's 25 calls you've already.
To make sure that we don't overlap,
Well, we'll
Yeah.
have to assign them.
the,
You assign, send us the,
I think the spreadsheet should simply be, for the group that you're going to call, put a little note, say, I called them, or like Eunice called them, or Andrew called them. And we'll just check it off as we go.
well, the people that we submitted, like I submitted people because I knew them, so that would be best for me to
Right.
call them.
Exactly.
So why don't we start there? And then if you're done with your people that you put on the list, then you can move on to other people.
But whenever you do call, the people just put
Put it
in
on.
a mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the people calling are Andrew, Rita, Eunice, Cindy, and Bob, is that right?
mhm,
So maybe try to call 6 to 10 people
Yeah.
in the next week,
mhm.
and that will not cover the whole list.
Oh, you said there were 35.
I don't even think there's
35,
35. I think it's
that'll cover-
closer to 20.
Oh,
Yeah, there's not that many.
No,
Yeah.
not that many, so
We'll
even
we
if
can
you
get it
call,
covered.
okay, so 5
5
each
to
will
6
work.
people if you
There's
call
5 of
each.
us, 5 each will work.
Does
Okay.
everyone
Yeah.
still have access to the spreadsheet?
Send it out again, just to
I
be
can
on the
send
safe
it
side.
again.
yeah, one thing I would definitely suggest, what happens, at least with me, it happens, when we send in Google, Gmail, all that link and trail, it just kind of gets confusing. So when we are sending something very important like this, I think you start a new email, not into any link.
And
So
Rita,
not in a
can you
training.
send the email to the entire group again? Maybe make some slight changes, so change the title or
Yeah,
change the first line.
change something that reminder, yes, as a
Personally,
reminder.
I find when I put an emoji in the title that I get more opens.
Right.
Okay.
I'm a
Andrew,
sucker for emojis.
Andrew, was Rick on behalf of the Native Plant Society?
A lot of things.
And the
I've never-
title.
I
Yeah,
do
the title,
believe
yeah,
so.
some kind of-
Tree.
I would like for there to be a representative from the Native Plant Society.
I can speak if no one else is for that, if I'm allowed
That
to
would-
step down.
Let's see.
Maybe Rick didn't understand that he was a representative of the Native Plant Society.
We had a conflict.
He did,
Yeah, there was
So-
there was a conflict, there was a reason he
But if
couldn't
there's
come.
somebody else
might
you want to
wanna ask
invite,
people
feel
to
free
suggest
to
if
talk
they
to
can
a
attend
friend.
to suggest an alternate.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you think
Most of us
Dan
are
would be
introverts.
willing to come?
Dan Whitten? Don't know. Would you like to invite him?
Sure, I can call him.
He's,
And we-
he,
We have somebody
yeah,
from
I was just thinking for travel time.
We have somebody
We are
from Sierra Club.
serving refreshments.
I'm the chair.
I know.
Oh, yeah, do we want to talk about
Exactly,
refreshments?
refreshments, because once you say refreshments, a lot of people.
This is
they
our
like to
last
come.
meeting before
That's
the
true.
thing, huh?
Yeah, that's why we gotta nail this stuff down.
They're
I
like,
can bring some red Solo cup. Wait, no, those are plastic.
no.
I've got a.
We should bring
I've
some
got a thing for
paper cups.
I've got a thing for water.
I have a glass.
That we can ice, we can,
Oh, good.
it's a, you know,
I can find some
dispenser.
paper cups.
Well, let's not use paper cups. I'll bring my glasses and I'll wash them. Okay.
I have stainless steel glasses.
And
I
I'll
was
bring
7, 8 yeah.
glass glasses. I mean, holy cow, we're the sustainability committee.
Yeah.
and that's how
Are
hard
you
it is.
gonna transport them safely? I don't want you to break all your glasses.
I'll bring my 7, 8, I think, stainless
got it?
steel glasses.
I-
Stainless steel glasses, yeah. We can do that.
But do we
Paper
think
cups you
we
can-
can pull this off next month? I mean, because we have the option to pull it, because we only have one response. I mean.
No, we got this. We'll make it happen.
All right, and we said we'd offer something else besides water, like apples?
That's what we said, that we, there is food, people always come. If you say refreshments.
I can bring a
And we
fruit
can
bowl.
bring things, we can bring on
A
our
what?
own.
Like I can get, the native apples. I've got some at the house. I can get some more.
Native apples, and I can probably go to the market and get muscadines, but from Wednesday to Wednesday, well, no, it's the same day. Yeah,
That's perfect.
yeah.
So
Wednesday.
let's all meet at the market at like say 5.
No, I
And
can,
then we all run out there and we come back and we see if
so
we got enough.
Andrew and I will buy muscadines,
Right.
if I forget to
I
get
love the
them.
I'll
market.
bring apples.
And I'll bring glasses, and we don't really need
If I'm
plates.
feeling if I have time, I'll bake some cookies, but I
That's what I
can't.
was saying, I'll buy.
Oh, now that you've offered.
We don't-
I'll buy some cookies.
No, don't.
No, don't buy cookies.
No, we said we would offer apples and muscadines. Why do we need cookies?
Could they be pumpkin cookies?
No, why? It sort of suggests plates and napkins and all that stuff too, and we don't really
I
need
can bring
plates.
some vegan stuff.
But we'll need a table. Is that doable? And the podium away? Okay.
Mr. Rupert, you're definitely invited.
Yeah, I've got some muscadines, by the way, in my bush in the backyard.
Oh, can you bring them?
Please.
Yeah, I'll have Andrew hold your finger.
Okay.
Oh, that is so wonderful. Oh,
And then Nanda made these wonderful suggestions of how to publicize this so that the public comes and listen in. Can we get Bree to help us with that?
Sure.
How do we do that?
Just send me something and I'll send it to her.
Can you do that? Put a little email together of suggestions to send to Bree? With the date and the time, of course, the
And
specifics and
is
what
it
is.
possible, maybe you can ask the city hall to put, whenever they have this sign, outside sign on the street,
I'll ask Sarah.
Oh,
that, yeah,
little
the flashing, yeah, that we can have that event,
Earth
yeah, earth form, yeah. That's a, I always feel that that's a really great place to advertise. Whenever you pass through, I always feel that that's a great place to advertise some of the things. So we should put there.
You said now we're talking about a lot of apples and muscadines.
okay,
Yeah, I was gonna say, better go get
So
some
no
more
cookies,
apples.
no cookies. Okay.
do we want to make sure we have at least 10 people coming before we invite the public as well?
Oh,
That's the question.
we'll pretend
And
that
at what, and at what
Well, why don't
point-
we
and at
give
what
ourselves
point
a
do we
week?
say-
Maybe
say-
you should
yeah.
have it a certain date if you don't have.
I mean,
Yeah, why don't we
Rita-
give ourselves a week to make our phone calls and see how many people we can round up, and then we
get
can.
RSVPs.
And you're gonna pull the plug because you're in charge.
Yeah,
sorry.
and then,
Sierra Club,
Fair
Sierra
enough.
Club.
Well, that's
Can
me.
we now open it up? I think we had it
Other-
restricted to organizations. Can we have people who are very interested in
They
sustainability
can
and
come
doing
and-
projects? Like,
Is it-
I know Rupert, right here has talked a lot about going out and getting rid of kudzu, right? So, I mean,
We are
if he.
the kudzu murderers.
Is it limited only to the Clemson residents or anybody can come?
Well, so she's asking
Central,
because
Pendleton.
I'm the Sierra Club chair and
Yeah.
I'm also on the committee. And I can certainly talk about the Sierra Club, but you don't need to hear from me, but all the other leaders
Yeah,
don't live around here and probably don't want to come, right? Come all the way in from Seneca.
From Central, yeah, from
I
Central.
think we decided that if someone was from Seneca and they were interested in sustainability in the general area, or in the greater Clemson area, that they can absolutely come. Especially because we don't have anyone signed up right now, so.
That's what I'm saying. So actually, Andrew, I feel that, okay, Seneca is still a little farther away, but Pendleton and Central are kind of, part of Clemson when we
Greater
talk about,
Clemson.
Greater Clemson and part of Anderson, yeah. Greater, they would not like it,
Well,
but.
so what we said is they have to have some interaction with Clemson,
Yeah, if they
right?
work in Clemson, but they live in Seneca, that.
That's a
Yeah,
matter,
yeah,
or
it
the
doesn't
club
matter.
works, but we need the names and
We need the
addresses
na- yeah,
and to call
so-
them. So if you know somebody, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll probably think about this. Pendleton City Hall, we can talk to them.
So I think
They're
we've
not-
got it. I'll send out the
they're not-
spreadsheet one more time, and I'll make an extra column for RSVP and have they been called. Robert, did you have something?
I was just gonna say, if we don't have 10 by the 17th, we cancel.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
are we trusting Rita to send out a couple more emails once a week, an email?
Well, Rita, can you do that, or
Yeah.
should we get Shelley to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can do that, yeah.
Okay.
And
But
if-
that's what I need to have all the addresses. Somehow, I don't know, I was not able to click and get all the addresses copy, could not copy all the addresses. So I had to, yeah, somehow.
You
I
have the
was not-
select cells on
No,
the
it did not, I
Excel
was
sheet?
not even over.
Well, if you want
able
to
to open
come
it,
to
yes.
my house or I come to yours, I can do it.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Sounds good.
You have my number.
I think we're done with the earth.
Just one other thing, can I just make a flyer to send out for everybody's review, and that way we can advertise it that way?
That'd be
On all the
Yeah,
socials
that may
and
be a
everything?
flyer, is a
Yeah.
good
Like a
idea. We can
flyer
put it in the
format?
grocery stores and places,
But are we gonna ask for RSVPs on those?
yeah.
So
And do we
to,
do those before the 17th?
to attend,
Yeah,
no
not for
RSVP needed, but to be a speaker, you have to be
Yeah.
invited. So Nanda's doing get the public to listen in, that's no RSVP. That's like get the public to
Yeah.
come to
And we
this
won't send
meeting.
that out till after the 17th.
Right.
But to
That's
get
what
the
I was-
person to be
Right.
one of the 10 groups,
So that
yeah,
date is 17th of
we're calling them.
next week.
So don't send out your flyer until after the
So
17th.
the RSVP deadline is the 17th?
No, there is no RSVP.
For the public.
Oh, yeah.
For the speakers?
But it's our,
For the
it's our
speakers.
deadline. It's our deadline to see if we have enough people
To do it?
Yeah.
Okay,
So basically, we are seeking for speakers.
gotcha.
From,
Yes, Bob.
Do we have a moderator?
Yeah.
Who's gonna moderate this event?
I can masters of ceremony. I can make it happen.
MC Andrew.
If I understand right, we probably have to take minutes.
I have to take minutes?
Minutes.
I don't want to take minutes.
It's a regular meeting.
Yeah, it's a meeting, so yeah.
And,
We'll take
and it's
minutes.
great, I think you'd be great at this, but you understand the task is not to go down a rabbit hole. That's the task. Get
Well, yeah,
everybody
keep
to
'em
report,
on.
and then there's gonna be a rabbit hole. And then you say, actually, that's not why we're here, so that at the end, there's a half hour to say, how can we cooperate, right? You don't wanna just have everybody
No.
fussing about the environment.
No, so that's the best way for that is to very clearly in the very beginning, whenever we do any of the other meetings and, on campus or any, you just very precise, you be very precise in the very beginning, probably, I try to address in the very beginning, the purpose of this, goal of this get-together and the speaker, whatever our purpose is, should be very clearly stated, maybe on a piece of paper and hand out, give it to them and time and everything, so they would know not to deviate from the, digress from the topic.
You're right, you just keep them on
Yeah,
task.
so
It's
that,
gonna be
yeah,
the-
time,
Right.
time should be there and topic should be there, exactly what we are, why we
Sounds
are
good.
here.
I got
And, yeah, so at the very beginning, actually, we should do this thing.
Can we move on to
Right.
the next?
Yeah, we have like.
Yeah, we gotta move it.
We got
All
11
right.
minutes.
Okay, because this was very important, we needed to do that. All right, toxic burning.
take, if you could take one of these and pass it down.
Yeah.
So, there's been a situation in the vicinity of Nettles Park that there's been some alleged toxic burning happening. And there's been requests for that to be investigated, submitted by residents to the South Carolina Department of Environmental Services. And the sheet that I just passed out to y'all is the process of how to report our environmental concern with the South Carolina Department of Environmental Services. They take other complaints besides toxic burning, but I wanted to bring up the toxic burning because it's very, like I said, very close vicinity to Nettles Park. Technically, it's in Anderson County, so it's not within the jurisdiction of Pickens County or City of Clemson. It is Anderson County, so the investigator who was assigned to come and do an investigation was from the Anderson office of DES because it was in their limits. The first report was filed in April, and the second one was filed just a couple weeks ago in August, and it smelled like it could have been plastic that was being burned. The investigation was done, and it's ongoing, and these are the instructions of how to file one. So if anybody asks, just be aware of anything, and that's like not just at Nettles, like anywhere, if you notice or see anything. Now, if it's within city limits, we would not call the Department of Environmental Services. We would call, like if it's a fire type of thing, like a burning kind of thing within city limits, we would contact our fire marshal, who is Brian Johnson, and his information is towards the bottom of that sheet. So, or, you know, you can use My Civic app on the City of Clemson's website and report something like that too. And the link for that is right below, it's the last sentence on this form. So I just wanted to bring to y'all attention that there was that situation going on across from Nettles. And it's been reported that it's an ongoing case right now. There have been multiple site visits done, nothing was found, no real evidence was found, so everybody's been asked to kind of keep their eyes and ears open and just keep reporting it and adding it to this case it's a complaint, the complaint number, just add it to that, and they'll know that it's the same complaint for the same place. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about it?
No, that's wonderful, thank you.
Super thorough.
Thank you for-
Very thorough, thank you.
Thank you so much for giving us update on this thing and
Yes.
making us aware of this issue going on. Next is discuss committee bylaws. Robert.
Well, my question was, I felt that I may be motivated by the working group, different messages that we received, and then just general procedures and how we operate our meetings, especially as we had new members come on. I never asked or how the new people got oriented. I mean, that's something that should happen. None. And so.
Well, there's the video that you all watched. That was.
Yeah.
That was what we were given to.
Yeah, the ethics video.
No, sir. It was the video that you all watched before we had our first meeting. That was.
Yeah,
I joined after
a lot
Shelley
happened in 4 months, 5 months, whatever.
Yeah.
And how
to that
people
point,
caught up.
I don't know that I sent it to John or Ananda, so I need to send them the video.
Please.
They haven't had the joy yet.
It's wonderful, yeah.
Yeah.
So personally, I felt like there's a need to have clear procedures written down. The rest of us may not. And so that was when you look at the other boards and commissions, some of them have more extended bylaws or procedures. Tony gave us, when we first originated, the procedures for the planning commission. And I found it. And just before the meeting, I was scanning over it, and something Tony mentioned earlier. It said, committees can have work sessions, they just need to schedule them. And I said, I thought that's what we were doing with our work groups.
You were, it just needed to be here and streamed and recorded and minutes and agenda and all of that.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
Just out of curiosity, because to me, I can fully appreciate when a group meets for official business. I'm curious where the line is, if there is one that just says, hey, I got a good idea, I'm going to bounce this off Andrew. Is that, I mean, where's the flexibility in the system to do things like that outside of a formal meeting where you say, all in favor of this?
I think there's you could say organic would be the term, if there's
Okay.
organic conversation. It's
Right,
just
not an end around, but
not
just
an organized meeting that would not be transparent.
Okay.
That's the word that keeps getting used.
Transparency.
It's the transparency, that there's not secret meetings without minutes, without an agenda that's made public, so that the public can have the opportunity to know what the meeting is about and if they want to participate, just like this. It's really modeled after city council. That's what they're modeling all of this. And I talked to Ally today, and she made a recommendation that I talked to Chief Campos, because when he started, they rewrote the bylaws for the Police Advisory Commission. And so I could talk to him and see what that process is, but this committee would write those bylaws based on the rules and that are established, and they're pretty similar if you look at the other group's bylaws.
What do they call their group?
Police Advisory Committee.
But we couldn't make a working
Subgroups.
group to make bylaws.
You'd have to do a work session.
I took that from Rob.
We can do a work session. We can
To do a work session.
A
separately.
work session?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And
Public work session,
So,
I would be able to prepare materials to bring to any work session.
yes.
and a work session includes no minutes and no public comment. Not minutes, no motions,
No.
no public comment. It's
Right.
just what we're doing, like it's the second discussion item section.
Okay.
And we may want to have a work session in October after the Earth Forum. Maybe we get some ideas. So perhaps we want to pick a date in October to have a work session. And you could, so the city council, I'm not suggesting this because I don't want it, but the city council does once a month a meeting and once a month a work session. So I'm not suggesting
Oh.
that. But then all of our working groups could meet and do a work session, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we should go ahead
Sounds
and
like that's the
schedule
only thing we
next-
can do.
But I don't think we can have 3 tables then, right? Where we're talking over here and you're talking over here. I don't think
Yeah.
that's allowed. It's just.
So,
we all-
so you cannot have all
It
three
has to be picked up by the mic so it can be recorded and
recorded in
streamed.
one group.
Schedule a group
So one group at a time, one goal group meet at a time.
I don't necessarily think that's the case. I mean, you could discuss several topics, whatever you wanted that work session to be, but there would have to be an agenda,
20 minutes here.
and that agenda would have to be posted.
Posted, yeah.
But potentially, just to make it easier, like we're meeting from 6:30 to 8. But we could say we meet for a work session from 6:30 to 7:30, and the first 20 minutes is about trees, and the next 20 minutes is,
Yeah.
And then you could come, like Cindy,
That's what
I
I
know
was
you're on
thinking.
more than one, but I could come and go. And that discussion could occur, and then the people that aren't interested could leave, or you could stay for all of them.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
That would work. The other key is I'll send that calendar out again for the open dates for this room.
And that you have to be available, so
And
we're
that I have to be
asking
available.
you to do more work for us, right?
I have to be present, yeah.
And the part about that I don't like is we're taking him away from the trees to sit in a meeting.
Right.
Yeah.
I want him to be with the nature, but,
Yeah.
So can we schedule a meeting for later this month?
well, we can't,
meeting?
because the room has to be available. We
Now,
don't.
Tony will have to find out the room and availability of the room and then if he's available.
Right.
Well, this is 2024, that won't help
We
us.
probably can't do it.
With an interpreter.
Yeah, okay.
Tony, do we have a couple more minutes?
That's up to you.
It's already 7:59.
Well, and we talked
And-
about, do one of us want to officially go to the planning commission and say, we oppose tearing down a building that has only been up 10 years? That's the number.
That's our new
that's the
business that we need to discuss.
Yeah, we're running out of time.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, we can stay as long as you want, but I want to go home.
I'm heading out.
I have a couple of things that I need to say,
All right,
so.
so new business?
Are we doing the planning commission thing first, or we have to make a motion for that under new business?
I
About
think
the,
we're not allowed to make a motion because it's not on the agenda.
Yeah.
okay. So, one thing really quick, the ethics policy has been, it's on the city's website now for everybody. So anybody, residents, anybody at all, other commission members, city, anybody has access to it. And the neutral person is Jeremiah Jackson, the city clerk. To contact him if there's any complaints, and then it moves forward from there. But it's on the city's website. I have the link, I have the website address here, but it's too long. Just do a search for Code of Ethics and it'll take you to it. And there's
Well, we all got a hard copy in the mail.
Yeah.
And we read it, both the electronic copy got and the
We
hard
have
copy.
done it
but
Just
I'm
talk
glad-
about how to direct other people
Other
to find
people.
it.
I'm glad you
Yeah.
brought it up because they said in that thing that we were supposed to discuss it at our meeting and we
Yeah,
haven't done
and
that
we
yet. So
did
glad that
last
was-
meeting.
We discussed it at the last
We did.
meeting.
Yeah, we did.
We did last
And this
time.
is, and the question I was asking at our last meeting was, how about if residents, can they file complaints for infractions if they witness anything? So now that PDF is on the city's website, access for anybody to access.
Great.
Anybody at all. So if anybody asks us about it, wants whatever, we can direct them right to the city website and they can get it. So that's there, for sure. Now, I have okay, I know we're getting late, but I passed this out to y'all. This came in, I had a conversation with a resident, Ms. Stephanie Platt. She read in the community, connection about the leaf pickup that the city does, the leaves, and that got her thinking about animal habitats and the leaves. So she did some research, and you guys can read it at your leisure, but it's really good information. It got me thinking too, and she just had a concern that she wanted me, she was gonna try to make the meeting tonight, but she couldn't, so she asked me to bring it up as a concern, because she hadn't really thought about it in that way, and now she's thinking about it, and maybe something that we should be thinking about. Yeah, and she said she's not raking her leaves anymore, she's just leaving them, in the yard for.
So this is a potential post on the Facebook pages. It's a thing to give to Bree, the way it's written.
Yeah.
And this came from Community Connection?
Well, this part right here, the leaf pickup, that's where she read it from.
Okay.
The community connection. The rest is research that she did
So
about
could-
how leaves are, if we pick up leaves, we're destroying animal
Yeah.
habitats.
Could we give this to Bree and ask her if she could make a picture of leaves on the ground and put some of this in a post?
Yes, and I will reconnect with that
That's a great
resident as
idea.
well and ask her and
Social media.
tell her what you all said, and then we'll take it from there. But yes, that can happen. Yes, sir.
Great.
And then
All right.
encourage her to have her yard certified as wildlife habitat.
Well,
She's
that's
thinking,
right. We discussed that too, and she's definitely, she's really thinking about it, and also her mom, she lives right behind her, so there's
Awesome.
2 properties. So.
If they need any help,
Yes,
give them my email. I'd be more than happy to come
Okay.
out and help.
perfect.
because that's right up the alley of what we're trying to encourage for folks.
I will say that the leaves that are vacuumed go to Mountain View Park and they turn into compost, and we use them in the community garden.
That's awesome.
So
Yeah.
they don't just
It's
go to
better
waste.
than the
The other half
No,
goes to
that-
Eunice's
yeah,
yard.
that's good, but it was just, what she was thinking was, what she was reading about is like when we rake our leaves or blow them away or whatever,
Yep.
we're actually destroying habitat.
Well, the corollary to that is don't mow your lawn, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even more,
Don't have one at
remove
all.
your
Be
lawn.
like me.
No.
That's all I got. I'm
Rewind.
sorry. That's all I got.
Well, thank you so much, and we are.
Mr. Rupert?
Just before the meeting, I sent
Needs
everybody
to get your name.
an email with an attachment. The 2045 comprehensive plan has about 11 chapters.
Oh, yeah.
Every chapter has a sustainability resilience statement. And so what I did is I just copied those into a Word document. Have a look at it.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
There's
I actually printed it out. I have it. I made a copy of what you sent out.
Yeah.
I was here last night.
All right, so we are going over time.
Well, I think there's a lot of
definitely
work
we'd
the
love to-
committee could do
Yeah, we'd love
relative
to.
to that plan.
Well,
And
I
there-
move that we adjourn.
Yes, thank you.
How's that?
All in favor?
Aye. Thank you for doing that.
Fine, we can get along there.